Welcome to the Stamp Shack. How many of you would like to make a difference in someone's lives? I think we all would say yes. This is the new stamp set for Ronald McDonald House, and it's called Moving Forward. You can get it in the wood mount for $19.95, or you can get it in the clear mount for $14.95. It comes with all these little stamps here. It's one of the cutest sets I've seen before, and I wanted to show you a card on how to make this is a real simple card that you can make with it. I love it. There's no cutting. I cut the paper, but there's no trimming or cutting. It's one little punch, one little brad, and the rest is just stamping, a little ribbon. But very basic. Don't need the big shot or anything for this card. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit closer. This is what I've done. Stamp these little different colors, and then the envelope I thought would be fun to have the frog jumping. And this is like a great little enclosure card for maybe a child's birthday gift or for anyone to make them feel special. So I'll start with, I cut this piece of paper a little bit. Let's see, the envelope I had is a Stampin' UP 3x3, or it fits a 3x3 card, so it's a little bit bigger than that. So I was going to make this 3x6, but when I would fold it, I wouldn't be able to put a color behind it. I just like that little pop of color. So I cut this 3x3, and this is the Primrose Petals paper, and I have the coordinating ink pad to match. I'm going to use that in a minute. And then, so I'm looking for my button folder. It's kind of sad that you can't fold a card, or I can't fold a card without my button folder. Or I don't like to. Here it is. Okay. I'm back. I'm just going to fold this card over. Use my bone folder. If you notice, I'm using a spongy mat right here. This is a new piercing mat that Stampin' UP brought out in this catalog. What's neat about it is you can use it for paper piercing, but it's also really good for stamping on. You can find that on page 181 in the catalog, and I'm telling you, you're going to have to really look because it's just barely can see it in there, but it's $4.95, and it recommends that you get two, one for paper piercing and one for stamping. Okay, now as far as the blue ink goes, it's Pacific Point, and oh, the stamp set. Here's the stamp set. Yes, I'm random, girl. I'm going to pull out the bicycle, and I'm going to ink up. I'm going to ink it up in the Pacific Point. Now, if you haven't used our new ink pads, you will quickly find out that they're a lot juicier than what we're used to. And so you don't have to pound like you might have felt like you did before. And then when you stamp, you just want to press and release, and then you'll get a good stamped image. That was easy. Okay, and then I'm going to move on and stamp my little, let's do the flowers next. I'm going to use that Primrose Pink. And it's called Primrose Petals, and then I'm going to stamp this, and it's really hard to stamp it upside down, so I'm going to get my neck down and look kind of what I'm doing. When I'm using wood stamps especially, I like to get my head down to the table so I can kind of see how to line these up. Next I'm going to use the blue again and just stamp a little swirly, make it look like the bicycle's going and having fun, buzzing around. I'm going to use the green, and this is our old olive, and this is an old ink pad, so I've got to pound it, and I've got to huff on it. And there's my little froggy. And now I want to add my little bird, and I'm using, what ink is this? Daffodil Delight, one of my favorite yellows. And I'm going to make him stand on the top of the seat. Like he's just kind of hovering, almost landing on there. So how simple and cute, is that? Basic, easy. And then I'm going to adhere my card to the base. What's really cool is when the ink dries so fast that you can touch it and, keep moving on with it. All right, now since I have my little mat here, I can get my paper piercer, punch a hole. You know what I like to do first, actually? I'm going to punch out this little flower. I actually like to put a little adhesive on that first so it doesn't move around on me. Put it in the center there. Then, do the paper piercer. And then I'm ready to add my brad. Now these are the tiniest brads in the entire world. I guess they're, what are they called? Mini brads. And I'm going to put this little mini brad through the hole and open it up. And then I've got my cute little card all ready. If I want to add a little piece of ribbon like I did here, I can do that. Add a ribbon. I actually punched a hole in this one, just a little circle. Just punch the side out of it, and then I put the ribbon up through it. And, you know, you might or might not like that, but it was just something different. I thought I would try to keep that in place. And then the envelope, I'm going to show you that real quick because that's fun. If you haven't done this technique, I'm going to ink up my little frog real good because I'm using my old ink pen, but I'm going to stamp him 3 times. I'm going to stamp, stamp, stamp. So it kind of looks like he's hopping. And I actually kind of doing the same thing with my little, that's not pretty. That is something you might want to do ahead of time before you stamp the frogs. Alright, and then I'm going to show you just real quick the little flowers. I just line them up across the bottom. Oh, it's upside down. But look what you can do. You can do them back and forth. One up, one down. You can always improvise. Doesn't have to be perfect just like the one before, right? Okay, and then my last little thing is to stamp my birdie. And, you know, this really is hard to do upside down, so hopefully you've gotten something out of this, that it's fun, quick, and easy. The stamp set is just darling. I think it's a great, you know, great cause, but not only that, I didn't tell you the best part. $3 from this stamp set goes to the Ronald McDonald Foundation, and so I think that's gone up from last year. I think it was $2, but it helps people. You know, Stampin' Up! Donates time and money to support Ronald McDonald, so purchase the stamp set and they will donate $3 to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will use it and make something cute for someone else. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for coming to the Stamp Shack.